Leo. Sorry, my nose started itching like right when I started the camera. So, welcome to June. There's a lot going on in your 12th house and also your 11th house. I feel like you guys are wrapping some things up, probably some karmic stuff. So we have the Six of Cups and we have the World. There could be a karmic cycle that you're ending, possibly with a soulmate, somebody that you were really, really close to. Doesn't even have to be romantic. Sometimes soulmates that are karmic are just friendships that we have. The World talks about endings, but it also talks about beginnings, because you have to have an ending to have, you have to, in order to have a beginning, you have to have an ending. So allowing yourself to really look and see what it is that you want. What do you want to offer? What do you want to walk away from? There's a lot of water coming out, which makes sense. Mars is actually going to be in your 12th house in Cancer, your 12th house, until July 1st. So it'll be moving into Leo. You guys actually get the next Mercury retrograde as well. Right now, Mercury is like literally flying through Gemini and will also be in Cancer most of June. And then the Sun moves into Cancer. So there's going to be a lot of, there's going to be a lot of focus on what's happening. What is the 12th house? It talks about the shadow side, right? It talks about the things that we don't readily show to the world. I see a lot of feelings coming to the surface for you that you're going to have to walk away from, because we have the Knight of Cups and then we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups for me is that journey of self-discovery. Walking away from something that you were emotionally invested in. It's not serving you anymore. It could serve you again, but if you come back as a new person, as a more emotionally stable person, somebody who understands what they want in the future, if you come back to all of these cups that are still standing in this card, you come back to all of these cups and they're not the same, things could get a little rocky, right? I feel like right now you need to ask yourself, what is it that I want? What do I want to be offered? What do I want to offer of myself? Because it's not the same thing over, it's not the same feeling as it was. Like last year at this time, you had the North Node in your sign. Now the North Node is in your 12th house, right? And I remember having, when I had my North Node transit, the Virgo transit, which was right before yours, and then having the North Node in my 12th house, there it shines the light. It shows you the way. The North Node, told you for a year and a half, this is your purpose. This is where you're supposed to be going. And you got it moving and you got it going. And you were like, you know what? I'm going to heal on my wounds. I'm going to allow myself to do this. But now you're recognizing that there could be people in your life that aren't for everything that you've built in the last 2 years, everything that you've allowed yourself to become in the last 2 years. Now that everything is showing up in your 12th house, you have to be real. You're like, I've worked really, really hard to get to where I am. Am I going to let somebody come in and ruin that for me? Or am I allowing people to come into my life to accept me for what I've become or what I'm allowing myself to be? I honestly, like, it's tough. It's tough, because these are beautiful, beautiful cards. You're moving in. The reason why I'm saying this, that you may be recognizing that there are people in your existence that are no longer serving you, that need to be washed away by the water, right? Need to be washed away because those emotions that you've been holding on to and carrying this torch for whoever is in your existence that you feel very, very close to may not be that person anymore. It may not be the same person that you thought it was going to be for the long haul, for all this time. The Six of Swords is moving into softer territory, less chaotic, allowing yourself to believe that and succeed of the direction you're going in is clear and open, right? But that may have to do with a lot, like getting vulnerable with yourself and asking yourself the hard questions. I've been working really, really hard, and I don't want to see it be messed up by what I'm allowing in my life anymore, right? I feel like there is somebody in your existence, in your world, that sees you, like the real you. I feel like this Knight of Cups is somebody who sees you clearly. But I think that you have to get honest with yourself. Do I see myself clear enough? Like maybe, if somebody else could see you very, very clearly. I know a lot of people in my life that know me so well. They know me better than I know myself sometimes. And I'll have to be like, oh, this could be the person that's looking at you and saying, that stuff that you keep holding on to, like that emotional baggage you keep holding on to, it's time to walk away from that. Let's clarify these and see what's going on. Let's see what the Six of Cups is. It feels like a very emotional time, and not emotional in a bad way. Sorry, my nose is so itchy with you guys all of a sudden. Not emotional in a bad way. Just vulnerability is not bad. Vulnerability, and this is what I teach in my alignment coaching sessions, my one-on-one alignment coaching sessions. Allowing yourself to be vulnerable and open to the possibility of really great things coming into your life is not a bad thing. But you also have to be open and vulnerable to the possibility that you may need to be super honest with yourself too. And it can get emotional, but it's not a bad thing. Like being emotional is not a bad thing. I mean, if it's stopping you from living your life, being emotional and being so sad, debilitating sad, that's two different things. Everybody thinks that being emotional is sad and all I do is cry and being emotional is being open and honest and real, right? So that's what I teach in my one-on-one coaching alignment sessions. Knight of Wands on the Six of Cups. And this is kind of what I mean. I feel like there's a person that's in your past. Either they're the ones that they're not really sure what they want. The Knight of Wands can be very wishy-washy, in and out, in and out, in and out. It's not a king. It's not a queen. It's a knight. It's somebody who isn't exactly clear on what they want. And so if there is a person that you have a really, really close connection with, could be another fire sign, could be a Sagittarius even. And maybe they came back from the past and you're recognizing that they're not the same person that they were. You've changed, but they are the same person that they were, but you've changed, right? You've totally changed. You've transitioned. You've come through on the other side of greatness, and here you are like, I've transitioned. I am the phoenix that has risen from the ashes. The Death card. Could be a Scorpio that you're dealing with also. We have the Sun in Scorpio here and the Knight of Cups. But the Death card represents transition and change. The Death card represents the phoenix rising from the ashes. And if that's what this ending is showing you, or if that's what the world, the ending of this karmic cycle that you've been in, and you're like, and this person's showing up, and they're showing up exactly the same way they've always shown up before in the past, and you're like, man, I've changed, I've grown, I need you to change too, or I need you to be a different person or come at me in a different way, otherwise this isn't going to work. Could also be a Taurus that wants to offer something to you in your life. Are they showing up? This is also, there could be, and I hope I'm not ruining a surprise for somebody, but there could be marriage proposals. The Hierophant represents the institution of marriage. It also represents society standards. It also represents higher learning. But the Hierophant, we just got out of Taurus season, and Uranus is in Taurus right now. And so there will be a lot of change that's occurring with everybody because Uranus is in Taurus. So could be a very strong energy that you're dealing with right now, is just the change of everything that's going on. But so with the Eight of Cups, yeah, could be a Gemini that you're walking away from. Again, a really, really strong connection. That lover's quality. But you're recognizing that you can't be in this kind of existence as the same person as you were before. And if they are the same person, you can't do it anymore. If they're not changing and you are, and you're constantly evolving, even a lover's energy, even a lover's type energy cannot make a person stay in one place. Because your soul is going to feel it. That Eight of Cups, that journey of self-discovery that you know you've been on and you've been working really, really hard towards. And you're like, I know I have bigger and better things to do in this lifetime, and I cannot be held back by an energy that refuses to change, that refuses to move forward with me. Doesn't matter what you've been through in this 3D existence, if their soul doesn't evolve as your soul does, what do you do? Right? What do you do? So let's look at this Eight of Pentacles. You cannot stand still for anyone. Oh yeah, see what I mean? The Empress, again, Taurus or Libra energy. The Empress on the Eight of Pentacles. You've been working so hard. And yes, the Empress represents the feminine side, but this could also be male. Like you can be a man and be growing that feminine side of you that's very intuitive and very open and very emotional and loving and nurturing, right? But your growth 100% is showing up for you right now. And you're showing up as the Empress. And the Empress can do anything without breaking a sweat, right? She can own her own business. She can be the PTA president. She can hold a yoga class on the weekends and do it all seamlessly. Why? Because she takes care of herself. Because there's self-care. And it's not in a selfish kind of way. It's just in a recognition kind of way. She's in alignment with who she is, self-alignment. She allows herself to be something bigger than what she used to be. That's what makes her Empress quality, right? And you worked very, very hard to get there. So again, you don't want to slide backwards just because of a connection, right? You don't want to slide backwards just because of a label, twin flame, soulmate, what have you, divine life partner. I'm pretty sure if they cared as much as that label showed that they cared, they would say, no, you're right. I don't want to hold you back. I want you to be the Empress. And if I can't keep up with you, I'm going to take a step back, right? If they loved you that much, if they loved you enough, they would take a step back. Let's see what the Six of Swords is. Because I feel like you're doing this moving away thing, but it's in such a inner peace. It's such a peaceful way. And if you're not feeling this right now, remember that it's not June yet, right? Yeah, see, some of you are not feeling this yet. And you're like, how do I manage to move away and have a more peaceful existence? I want to be better. I want to be the Empress. I want to be able to take the offers that are being given to me. I want to be able to allow myself to transition and be the phoenix that's rising from the ashes, but I just don't feel it yet because I'm in a Nine of Swords anxiety. How do I do it, right? That Six of Swords could be, you could be asking yourself, how do I get to an easier state of existence? Part of it is risk. Part of it is allowing yourself to be honest with yourself, be vulnerable, be honest, be Eight of Cups vulnerable. I have to walk away from this situation because it is no longer serving me and you are not growing. You're staying in one position. You're staying in one spot. I cannot stay in one spot with you anymore. I have to grow. I have to evolve. I have to be something better and bigger. And allow yourself to do it, right? Take the risk. The Fool. The Page of Pentacles. the Hermit. Now, if there is a Capricorn or a Virgo, we have the Devil, the Seven of Swords. There's a Capricorn or a Virgo that have been deceptive to you in some way, shape, or form. It's because they don't have enough to offer you, right? They don't have enough to offer you. Now, if there's a Virgo in your life that's feeling a little bit less than who they truly are right now, they're having to take such risks in their life too in order to grow and be bigger. Now, this Capricorn, this is the one that worries me. Either you're headed towards some very strong karmic lessons that are bringing you into the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, or you just left them. Either way, whatever deceptions that you're feeling, whatever pain and hurt that you're feeling, you have to know this is going to bring you into an emotional time. Now, there could be a water sign that's making you feel a little bit more secure than you were before. Could possibly be a Cancer. But more than anything, I feel like whatever deception you've been feeling in your life, it's time to let go of the bitterness. It's time to let go of the revenge and the bitterness and the hatred. All of this relies on you taking a risk. And you're going to feel like you can take a risk probably towards mid-June. Taking that risk and allowing yourself to do it without fear, without feeling like you are making a bad decision, without allowing yourself to slide backwards, without allowing yourself to say, just giving in to whoever wants to be in your life or whoever just wants to offer you, you know what I'm talking about when I say sliding backwards to whoever it is that's offering you whatever it is that you want in your life. And you're like, I know this person is toxic for me, but it's easy. It's easy to stay in it. That's called codependency, right? And you don't want to be in that. Don't stay in something because it's easy, because it's all you know. Don't stay in something because it's too risky to get out of it, right? Trust me, I've heard all of the stories, the financial stories, and the we have a really strong connection stories, and like all of that stuff. And there really is no excuse. There really is no excuse. The karmic stuff that you've just been through that made you feel like you were being betrayed over and over and over and over again, whatever that is for you, could have been from a Virgo, could have been from a Gemini, a Scorpio even, a Taurus, whatever it is, it's actually pushing you forward to your soul purpose and allowing you to see that the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups is real. It's not an illusion. It just doesn't look the same as you thought it was going to look. This Ten of Cups and this Ten of Pentacles is that safety and security that you've been craving. Right? It's the soul purpose that you've been heading for, but you've had to get real, and you've had to get real emotional, and you've had to get real vulnerable and allow yourself to say, this is what I deserve. Not the illusion. I deserve the real thing. I deserve the tangible, real thing. Woo. Don't hold on to the past. The more you hold on to this Three of Swords, so I have the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles and the Three of Swords here. The more you hold on to this, the harder it's going to be to get to that victory. But the more patience you have with yourself and with your existence and with coming into alignment, it's not going to happen overnight. But you guys have done such a good job of pulling yourself out of the depths of whatever this Three of Swords was for you, right? And you planted your seeds, but you got to let go. You can't hold on to the bitterness. You can't hold on to the pain and the bitterness of what other people have done to you in the past. Forgiving does not mean forgetting, and you don't actually have to look at the other person and say, I forgive you. You just forgive them in your own heart, in your own space, because that's very freeing. Trust me. There are people in my life that I've never actually said, I forgive you to, who've done me really, really wrong. I've never said, I forgive you, but I have forgiven them. And it's easier to move past that. So balancing out your heart and your mind will bring you much closer to victory than if you hold on to the pain and the bitterness from the past. You're planting the seeds of moving forward. You know that you don't want the illusion anymore, and you know who you want to have it offered from. Even if it's not like a real figure in your life right now, you have a pretty good idea of what you want. It's all going to take risk. This Fool is very vulnerable, very open, free, not holding on to bitterness, not holding on to anger, not holding on to rage, right? And that's where everything is leading you up to. So allow yourself to do that this June. And probably mid-June, maybe towards the end, there's going to be kind of a break in order for you to see where it is that you're breaking free from the karma of the past. Yeah. All right. So you can get my merchandise on my website, fearlessintuition.net. And I'm also starting to schedule events. We're going to start in the Midwest here. So Kansas City. So in June and July, it's Kansas City, St. Louis, Omaha, Chicago, and then we'll be moving west. So we'll be doing the West Coast, Vegas, LA, San Francisco, Portland, Oregon, all in August. Stay tuned for that. If you want to get updates, make sure you sign up for my email list on my website. I do have some 30-minute readings available. I'm doing this reading today on Memorial Day, so happy Memorial Day. But there is a special for Memorial Day, and I'm actually going to extend it until like Wednesday, the 29th. So if you're watching this in June, the special isn't there anymore. Or if you're watching this after the 29th of May, the special isn't there anymore. But right now I have openings for very limited spot openings for the 30-minute readings. I love you guys. Take care of yourself. I hope to see you at the events this summer. And remember that you're on this journey. There is no destination. You're on an amazing journey. So keep on forging ahead. I love you guys. Bye.